What's hiding underneath things can be scary. Underwater, under your bed, especially what's under your carpet. Except when you get new carpet from Carpet One Floor and Home. After tearing up your old carpet, they'll vacuum and apply Health Annex antimicrobial to your subfloor, disinfecting and killing mold, mildew, and any remaining general awfulness. Carpet One Floor and Home goes the extra mile to protect you, your family, and your home. Carpet One Floor and Home in Columbia, making your home beautiful, guaranteed.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, October the 27th. As we always say, it is a pleasure to have you with us today. We're going to talk about the Catholic Refugee Immigration Service today. And we touched briefly on this topic, I think it was about a couple of months ago, and we have Grace Wildenhaus back with us. Good to have you here, Grace.
Yes, thank you so much.
Let's just recap a little bit about what the Catholic Refugee Immigration Service is.
Right. So we are the Refugee Resettlement Agency for our region. So we're working with every new refugee who arrives, as well as people who might move to our region from other parts of the U.S. within their first 5 years in the country. So we do a lot of case management services. We have education and employment services, youth mentoring, immigration assistance, and it's such an important time to be paying attention to refugee resettlement. It's always important, but right now we're experiencing the worst refugee crisis in history.
Clarify that. What do you mean?
Yes. So just by the sheer numbers of displaced people. So worldwide, there's nearly 80 million forcibly displaced people, 79.5 million to be exact. So that's equivalent to about a quarter of the population in the United States.
How many refugees are here in the U.S.?
Okay, that is a great question. I don't know exactly. I guess we could add the national arrivals from the last 5 years, which I don't know off the top of my head, but several 100,000 approximately.
And how many do we have here in central Missouri?
Yes, so in the last 6 years, we've resettled over 800 refugees. So, I mean, people come and go. Not all of our clients who were originally resettled here stayed in Columbia, but we've also had refugees from other parts of the country move to Columbia. So it's hard to say.
When we talk about the refugees here in Columbia, where have they come from, most of them?
Yes. So actually, kind of an interesting trend in the last few years, nearly 2/3 of our clients have come from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Other large populations currently are from Myanmar, Eritrea, and Ukraine. But we also have quite a few refugees from Somalia, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Sudan, Ethiopia. Those are some other
So how do you handle working with the refugees? What do you do?
So the majority of what we're doing as a resettlement agency is case management services. So really supporting our clients to integrate into the community. That's another reason why spreading awareness in our community is so important, because it's a very community-oriented program.
How do you find that most people in the community relate to having the immigrants here?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So refugees and immigrants have a huge impact on our country, in our communities. I mean, a lot of our volunteers work directly with our clients, and so they get that experience of learning from them directly, having that cultural exchange. But the impact is great. There's the humanitarian impact of refugee resettlement work, impacting, that number of nearly 80 million. So unfortunately, less than 1% of refugees will be resettled, but we do play a role, and we can increase that number by supporting refugee resettlement programs so that more people in the future can come. But there's also the economic impact of refugee resettlement that has a really positive impact on our communities, as well as the educational impact. So,
And what we all need to keep in mind is every one of us were immigrants at one time. My parents, my mother and father, were immigrants to this country. They were born in Sicily and came through Ellis Island as immigrants. I was the first one born here. But the majority of the people that we have in this country now, their roots aren't from here. They're from all over the world.
Right.
So we need to keep that in mind. We were all immigrants, but we're all people. And as long as we look at the immigrants or refugees as people just like us, we can all get along.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to learn both ways. So the community members are supporting our clients to integrate into life in the United States, but at the same time, we are learning so much from them in return.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you in need of people to volunteer to help to work with the refugees that come in?
We are. We always have kind of some fluctuation in like what roles are currently in need, but we have a really high need for like family mentors at the moment.
And what would they do if they are a family mentor?
Yeah, so we would pair you with one family or sometimes even an individual to work with and meet with on a weekly basis.
And where do you do this? Do you do this at your home? Do they do it at their home? Do they do it at some public setting?
Yeah, that's a great question. So because of the pandemic, like we can't be going into each other's homes, of course, we have to maintain distancing. So that does change things a bit at this time, but we do a lot of home visits and work at home, a lot of transportation to get our clients to resources in the community that they might have barriers to accessing. And we have, we're taking COVID precautions at our office as well. So if people are transporting and they're using our vehicles, we have barriers there. So we're doing the best we can. But some of the work is in the office. Some of it is at various other organizations in the community.
Hopefully, before too long, hopefully sometime next year, we can get back to some semblance of normal life. Yeah. And people will be able to have more of a one-on-one relationship. Mm-hmm. But if you're listening or you're watching and you would like to be a part of this, you would like to help out, what is the best way to contact you?
Yeah, you can give us a call. So our phone number is on the screen. Dial extension 1 to reach the volunteer coordinator, or send us an email. Okay,
that number is 573-442-7568, and then extension 1.
Yeah.
Or the email address is what?
dtwombly@cccnmo.org.
Okay, or you can just Google it. Google for Catholic Immigration Resettlement Services. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.